A seller texted me at 9 at night last week. One word, wait, question mark and all. He had a strong offer sitting on the table and he wanted to know if he should take it or hold out 3 more days for the one we both thought was coming. I think you've all been in this chair, this scenario before if you've been in the business for a while. Not a lot of you want to tell another agent, right? But it's real. An AI could have broken that decision down better than I could. That's where AI is right now. Comps, probabilities, days on market, almost every angle. And it wouldn't take a long time doing it. But he didn't ask AI. Well, actually, he did ask AI first, but at the end, he didn't, right? He asked me because he didn't want those options. He doubted those options. He wanted somebody with experience in the business, with a license, local, to look at the mess and say, do this, and to mean it. This is Your Daily Real Estate. I'm Tristan Ahumada. This is part 2 of 5 on how you actually thrive in this business over the next few years as we're seeing it change faster. Let's get into this one. So this is what I keep coming back to. I've got these 5 things. Yesterday was number 1. Today's number 2. And I circulate through these things because they are the core things that are going to help us get to that next level in any market. Everybody's worried about AI taking the agent's job. You and I are hearing it a lot. And I get it. I get why. The tools are very good. I teach on it. I know. I use this daily at a high level. They're really good. You can feed anything to it and you can get a pretty good report back to it. It's tied to Zillow and Redfin's tied to the IDX and the VOW feeds from the MLSs. It's got good data, right? And it'll spit out a pricing strategy pretty fast. That used to take me a whole weekend, but now it does it really great, right? And it'll write the offer too. Look at BrokerBot. They're getting there as well. It'll model 5 scenarios. It'll tell you the odds. This one looks better, but stay with me because this is where most people are staring at the wrong thing. A realist, it's a string of moments where the right answer isn't really in the data. And you've seen this before. Do we counter or do we sit tight? Is the inspection finding a deal killer or is it just something I can use to negotiate? There are nuances, right? The other agent went quiet for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days in some cases. Is that a tactic? Or did the deal blow up on their end? Or is that just how they function? You can't Google that stuff. Well, you can, but you won't get real answers. And the AI can't really tell you that. There's no spreadsheet for reading a silence. That's just judgment. And judgment is a completely different animal than information. Information is what AI gives you. There's a lot of it now. Options, probabilities, a clean list of what could happen. And look, that's useful, but I'm not anti-AI. In fact, I'm the opposite. I'm all for it. I know it's got some problems for sure. And there's a wave of people who are hating on it more. I use it every day, but here's what the machine just can't do. And you watch this. And I don't know that it ever really will. It can't own the call. Think about what your client is actually paying you for once they're right into it. They think it's for one thing, but then right when they're in it, it's a completely different thing and they realize it. They're not paying for the options. They can get the options for free now, same as you. They're standing in front of the biggest financial decision of their life and they're frozen. They see the exact same fog that you see. The difference is they need somebody to absorb it for them, to look at the same fog and say with their whole chest, we take this offer, and then stand right there when it gets hard. That last part is really the whole thing. Standing there when it gets hard. And that is honestly what we get paid for. I think all of those hard moments to go through them with the client, be there for them, talk to them, hold their hand, guide them through it because it gets confusing. Because anybody can hand out advice. I mean, AI is already doing it every single day, all day long. But that AI doesn't have a name on the line, right? That brand, that recognition, that's what you're putting on the line. It doesn't have a reputation in your market. It's not the one who has to call the seller back when the appraisal comes in low and then own the recommendation it made 3 weeks ago. Well, you gave them 3 options. They chose one. Guess whose fault it is still, right? And it has no record. It has no real stake. You do. That's the job. Judgment is the willingness to be wrong on the record. And I don't remember a podcast, a video, anything on this. But to make the call, to put your name next to it and carry the weight if it goes sideways, because that's what we do. The machine will never do that because the machine has nothing to lose. It's just information that it's giving you based on data sets. It's compute. Now, you and I have been in real estate for a while. Maybe you're newer, maybe you're not. I've been in it for 22 years. And I'll tell you, the worst calls I've ever made taught me more than any data set ever could. I've told sellers to wait when I should have said, take it. I've told buyers to walk, when I should have said, fight. And every one of those scars, you could call them, is exactly why an agent who's been in the arena is worth 10 times an algorithm that's never lost a dime. See, the agents, you and I, that's really what it comes down to, the people part of this, the human part of this. And the ones that I coach inside a Brilliant Tribe are pulling ahead right now. They're not the ones with the fanciest tools either, although all of them are in our AI workshop, right? It's great. I'm teaching them how to do that. But they're the ones who've gotten comfortable making the call. And guess what becomes more important just in the near future, just around that corner? Those calls. Because people want to talk to people. They're going to get more tired of talking to machines. But they're still going to let the AI do the homework. But they don't necessarily trust what to do next with that. It's like, I see the data. Let me take it to Tristan. So here's how you build this, because judgment isn't a personality trait that you're born with. You train it. It's almost like you're training your own operating system, right? It's going to AI. But stop handing that decision back to your client. When they ask, what should I do? And listen, before we even get into this, always ask your broker, always go through that process, right? But this is how I do it. When somebody says, Tristan, what the heck should I do? Like, showtime. Right? Because it's not going to be like, well, it depends here on our options. They know the options, right? They've gone through them. In fact, you're probably just dictating to them. What they want is saying, hey, Joe, based on my experience, this is what I think you should do. Yeah, these are your options over here, right? But when you go that route, you just give them the options. You're like, it's up to you. That's you protecting yourself from being wrong, right? So what you need to do is own it. You've got to own part of it. And that's why I say, go to your broker and ask them, is this okay that I approach it this way? Here's what I would do. And here's why. You have to say it out loud, be on the record, and then track it. Because every real call you make this week, write it down. The decision, your reasoning, and what actually happened. Most agents, they don't close that loop, so they never get sharper. It's like what actually did happen from the advice that I gave. Because now data, information, it's like, we have an information overload, but the reps in judgment are the only thing left that's actually yours, or one of the things. So in a world where everyone has the same information, the agent who's been willing to be wrong on the record is the only one who's actually worth anything. The options are a commodity now. The conviction isn't. In fact, you watch it on social media all the time. It's conviction, conviction, conviction. And then they attract because people love that. That's what they're looking for. They're not looking for options. They're not looking for the middle. So if this hits you, do me a favor, please follow me here, subscribe, share this with somebody you think may need to hear this, because I'm hearing a lot about AI. I'm hearing a lot about how it's going to take over. And I'm not hearing as much an actual solution. And this is part 2 of 5 on how you solve for that. Again, subscribe, share this with somebody you think may need this. And if you're interested in coaching, one-on-one, group coaching, AI coaching, we got you. Just message me. Happy to help you out. Have an awesome day.